My name is Arthur Kovner. There are two aspects of bullying. One is physical, where somebody pushes you or wants to hurt you in some way. Another aspect of bullying would be verbal bullying, where people would say nasty things about you or spread rumors about you. And neither one of them is an acceptable behavior. And you're going to have a number of people who do this to you as you age. When I was in elementary school, there was a boy in my class who was very poor. He wore very old clothing. He always came to school like he wasn't well kept, and he was a mess. And the kids would make fun of him. And one day we were walking outside of school, and I saw the kids making fun of him. And in order to protect him, I walked over and I told the kids to leave him alone or I would hit them. And then they left him alone. And they didn't bother him. And that was when I was in this 5th grade. I was 10 years old. When I was 16 years old, I was walking near my junior high school where I lived, and there was a bunch of big kids who started up with me. They said, "Hey, you, come here." And I walked over, and they were going to start up with me. And all of a sudden, a big, huge guy comes walking down there. He must have been 6 feet 220 pounds, and he says, "Hey, leave that kid alone." And they all left me alone. They walked away from me, and I said, "Wow, am I lucky?" And I looked at this guy, and I said, "That was very nice of you." And he said, "You don't even remember me, do you?" And I said, "No, who are you?" He says, "Remember you were in my 5th grade class, and the kids would pick on me because I was poor?" And I remember that same kid. It's a true story. And I got paid back for protecting him. Now, it's not the right thing to bully people. If you see other people bullying someone, if they just say nasty things or just push them, it's up to you to stop them.
At one point when I started out looking for a job, I went downtown to Wall Street at an insurance agency, and they interviewed me, and they asked me what my religion was, and at that point, I don't know how old I was, young, it never occurred to me that that's not a question that you ask. You know, you take people on their ability, doesn't matter what they believe and what they look like. And so I felt kind of funny, and when I left and I told my parents about it, and they said, "Uh-oh, that sounds like they're not interested in hiring Jews." I said, "But they kept me, and they kept me a whole morning there, and I thought I was doing very well. I'm looking for a job that was paying $35 a week." So I think that was the one thing that I felt personally. I didn't really realize it, but I knew it was strange.
Did you get the job?
No, I didn't take it. No, I went on another interview, and it was a nonprofit agency, and the minute I walked in and I saw all the young people there that, my age, I said, "Oh, this is the place I want to be." And I stayed there for over 40 years.
Hello, my name is Barbara Panzer. I was an assistant principal there. I became an assistant principal. And when we were there, there was a problem with special education. And the director was called about suspending a child for hitting a teacher. And he was told he couldn't suspend her because she had been suspended the week before. So my husband went up to the director and threatened him. He said, "I'll go to every newspaper in the city. How dare you not suspend a child for hitting a teacher?"
What led to the suspension, the hitting? What was
Hitting a teacher.
for what reason? What happened?
Didn't need an excuse. If a child hits a teacher, they should be suspended, not kept in the school and allowed to do it again.
My name is Morty Panzer. I was formerly, in my working life, an assistant principal in a middle school. in Canarsie, Brooklyn. Before that, I ran a camp for underprivileged children. You asked me if I was ever bullied as a child. I had a terrible experience once. I went to camp as a youngster, and I was a tough kid. And the counselor didn't like the fact that I was not afraid of. He tied me to a chair and would hit me. And I was only 9 or 10 years old. There was nothing I could do. But I knew where he lived, the area, and when I was older, I kept looking for the guy to explain to him that bullying is not the way to go. And bullying a child when you're supposed to be the caretaker of this child is certainly way out of bounds. Now getting to the, was I bullied afterwards? I was a tough kid. I was probably the toughest kid around. They didn't bully me, but I protected people who were being bullied. My friends could always count on me to do that, but I never tolerated bullying.
My name is Blanche Meth. I was born many, many years ago in the Bronx. Bullying is a subject that I really want to talk about. My husband, unfortunately, had polio. It was an epidemic in the Bronx in the 1940s. He spent 2 years in the hospital, and he survived. He had a lot of surgeries, but he did have a limp. And he went into the city one day. I wasn't with him. But he came home one day and he was very, very disturbed. I said, Max, that was his name, what's the matter? He said a group of teenagers passed by and they saw that I couldn't walk as well as other people. And you know what they did? They knocked him over. They knocked him over in the street and someone had to help him get up. That's a prime example of bullying. We don't do that. I grew up when we had the civil rights marches. My best friend in junior high school was African American, and I kind of lost track of her. Her name was Rosalind. And my best friend now, who I know for a very long time, is Puerto Rican. She lives in Florida. I feel we should be friends with everybody. Under our skin, we're all the same. We have the same bones, we have the same blood, and we have a heart. And it should be used for good purposes. We should be able to see the goodness in people. And we should be able to understand that everyone can be good if we give them a chance. If we smile at someone and we say hello, about 95% of the time, they will say hello back to us, and they will be happy that someone smiled at them and said hello. And that, I believe, is an act, I think all of you know, of random kindness. If we are kind to others, they'll definitely be kind to us.
We had actually in Stuyvesant, which was supposed to be a good high school, they bullied one of the boys because he was very shy and stuttered when he got up, and many of the boys picked on him. They like to get someone to laugh. Sometimes they like someone to laugh at, and what that does for many of the other children, children who are uncertain about where they stand with other children, they like to be with the boy or girl who was the happiest or the most popular boy or girl. So if he does something or she does something, they don't want to be like them, and they do the same thing. So it happens that when one popular person makes fun of someone, too many children pile on because they want to be with the popular person. That's the way it worked out.
My name is Rachel Cohen. I was a math chairman in the junior high school. And I'd like to tell you a story about a little girl, 11 years old, from the elementary school. She was bullied. Maybe the word that you need to know is not bully, because it was a girl and it wasn't as severe as the bullying like boys do. They teased her, they made fun of her, and they wouldn't play games with her. She was fat. She weighed 205 pounds. And she wore glasses, and they called her all kinds of names because she wore glasses. They called her Four Eyes, Blindy, and things like that. And then they made fun of her all the time. They wouldn't pick her to play games. They wouldn't sit next to her for lunch because she didn't look like one of the rest of the kids. She weighed 205 pounds and she wore glasses. So that more or less put her on the outside. But she struggled and she went to school. Her parents were immigrants. They didn't speak English. They had a very hard time. So again they laughed and they said, oh, we don't want to go to that house because they don't know how to speak to us. So she was pretty much on her own all through junior high, all through elementary school, all through junior high, and so on. She later grew up. She tried working with other children, helping them. And, you know, they were doing her a favor, being her friend. But she had a hard time with it. She wasn't invited to parties and so on. But she grew up in spite of everything. She conquered it. She tried to be helpful to the other children. And because of it, she studied hard. And she knew more things than they did. And all of you know her. You all know her, this child. And I'd like to introduce you to her. If you give me that brown envelope, I have a picture of her that you might be interested in. This is the girl at 11 years old. You can see she was fat and she wore glasses and nobody really liked her and made fun of her. But she overcame it. This is her with her mother, the immigrants, who hardly spoke English. So she used to say, the girl came home crying that they called her fat. She used to say, fat is healthy. And that's how the girl was brought up. But when she got older, as I said, she overcame it, and studied hard and worked hard. She helped her parents learn English, not too well, but whatever she learned in school, she taught them at home. And that's how they spent their early childhood. So all of you know her. Do you remember her? Well, if you don't know her or don't recognize her, this is me. When I was 11 years old, and I thought on this topic that they told me to talk about, bullying, that it would be more meaningful if I gave you my own experience. So if you see a fat kid, don't make fun of her. Or if you see a kid with glasses who has trouble seeing, try to help her and be a friend. And that's my message.